Recording. Well, I want to thank you for joining us for this call tonight and go over a couple of things as we get started, and then we're just going to dive right in. So, I'm just glad that you took out this 20, 30 minutes or so to be part of our call today. I do want to let you know that this is something that we are going to be recording tonight, so you're welcome to sign in with chat and ask any questions, and we'll answer those anonymously. But this is something we'll be posting later for people that are not live on the call. But again, just want to say thanks for joining us and just for being curious about your own self-care tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm here tonight with Richard Griffin. Wave hi, Richard.
Hi. It's good to be here.
Thanks for being here, Richard. So, I just maybe can go ahead and turn it over to you for a moment, Richard, and we'll get rolling.
Well, so we'll start with some introductions. Let me tell you a little bit about Kathy, and we'll be talking about a workshop that Kathy and I are doing together on October the 23rd, and at the end of the call we'll have a very really awesome deal on the price for the workshop. It's a one-day workshop, October 23rd in Haymarket, Virginia, so we'll be telling you a little bit more about that at the end of the call. This call is only going to be 15 or 20 minutes, so it's not that long. So Kathy is a holistic psychotherapist here in Alexandria, and she combines several methodologies to do whole person healing. She uses meditation and EMDR and play therapy. She has a lot of, she works with children and parents in particular, and I met her a couple years ago, I guess. And have gotten to know her, and really have been impressed with how she supports her clients and the parents, and enables the parents and the children to have really an authentic type of connection and communication and a relationship that I think is a little bit it's not the norm for our society. I think we have these very high expectations about what parents are supposed to do and how children are supposed to behave and how they're supposed to achieve and so on. Now, the other thing that I've learned about Kathy is this inner strength that she has. She's had her own life experiences and challenges, and she has risen to the occasion, and she's someone that I trust because she's not just using things she learned in school. She's done her own work in her own life. So I'm really pleased to be working with her tonight and at this workshop in a few weeks in October.
Oh, thanks, Richard. Thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate that. So I'll in turn, of course, introduce Richard. So Richard is a trained life coach in the Martha Beck method and specializes in really passionate about working with people in relationships and couples coaching in particular. Also has a really cool certification and background as an Equus coach. And this is long, but I'm going to get it right. An Equus coach, master, facilitator, and training. Yes.
Yeah.
So what that means to me, and I've done a little bit of work and had the privilege of doing so with Richard, is utilizing horses in a very natural and organic way to be able to be in nature, be with the client. And, I've done this individually, but I imagine with couples, it can be amazing work, and being able to see through the horse's perspective and the horse's eyes on how couples relate to one another, and also how an individual relates with themselves. I just really appreciate Richard as great, like down to earth and honest and just really like focused when you're working with somebody. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, sure. So I think we'll go ahead and dive in, giving it back to you if you want to go ahead and get to that topic of self-care, just especially in this area. I think it's just the first thing out the window, and we have these very tight schedules. We're anxious, we're not sleeping well, we're probably working, taking care of our kids, and it's just like, I don't have time for myself. And I ask people that, and they kind of laugh at me. So let's talk a little bit about that. What comes to mind for you, Richard, regarding self-care?
Well, one of the things I like teaching my clients, or just friends or people I'm talking to, whether it's a client on the phone or if we're working out in nature with a horse, it's a very simple thing that when we feel stressed or we feel anxious, one simple thing that we can do is just simply take a deep breath and then have a long exhale. And it's a very simple way of stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system, and which is the part of our autonomic nervous system that calms us, and it slows our heart rate. It prepares us for sleep, for digesting our food. And it's the sort of the counterbalance to the sympathetic nervous system, which is about fight or flight. And
sure,
just that long exhale is a very simple thing. You can do that anywhere, and it's very effective.
Yeah, I really appreciate that can be a moment, and it's something that reminds me of talking with parents, of like just taking a moment to take a mindful breath before responding to your spouse or your kids can make a big difference, right? We don't always
remember to breathe,
to do that. Yeah. One way I like to introduce the idea of self-care with adults is asking the question, like, how do you have fun? Do you remember the last time you did something that was for pure enjoyment? And it can be very small. I think that too, we can get caught up in, I don't have time to have fun, or wow, I'd really love, I don't know, a spa day, it'd be so relaxing, or a massage, or whatever. That's like a really big plan. And those are great. Absolutely. I encourage those. But how can you have fun when you have 5 minutes? And I guarantee we all do have 5 minutes. Can we laugh at a goofy YouTube video? Do we have time for maybe a show? I have a good list of movies that always are guaranteed to make me laugh out loud, as resources in my pocket, and even in some silly YouTube videos as well. So just like, it can be big scale, it can be small scale, but what has been fun that you just get lost in the moment, enjoy yourself, laugh?
So those are all great things you can do especially when you're home and all of that. Another thing, I focus a lot on mind-body integration, and another technique I use, which is very much body focused, and you can do this one anywhere, and it's very quick, very short, and it comes from Peter Levine, and it's just simply holding yourself. You give yourself a hug.
Nice. Yeah.
You put your right hand under your left arm and your left hand around your right arm. You just feel your arms on your chest, and you're kind of just giving yourself a little hug. But it's really, this actually stimulates the body in a way that's very reassuring, and it's very reminiscent of a child being held by its mother while it's being nursed.
Yes, I see, like very nurturing.
Yeah, it's very soothing and nurturing, and you can do this at a board meeting if you're just relaxed about it and don't.
No one thinks you're hugging yourself.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm giving myself a little hug, or you can just hold you can actually just hold your arms on, it's not a big deal, but it's very soothing and reassuring, and you can teach your kids how to do this. You can teach anyone how to do this. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. That's an interesting one, and I don't think that's a top, I've heard of that before intervention. That's a very nice and unique thing. Another small way I talk to people about having some self-care is actually being mindful, and it's something I'll include in the workshop as an option too, is writing about and journaling in a very small way about something that you actually did to take care of yourself that day. And even like starting with a statement at the top of your journal, I'm imagining like, I'm great at taking care of myself. I love taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And then writing at least one thing a day that you did. Most of us, probably not everybody, every day can at least get a shower or brush our teeth or do something small. And then some people will, say like, I had a treat, but it was so bad of me to do, but that's still self-care. If you eat a piece of chocolate and you feel a little bit better, there was an indicator I need something for myself. And that's what I did. I ate some chocolate or I ate a cupcake or whatever. Yeah. It's still a fashion of self-care. So it's even about like reshaping how we think about it. And then also finding the little places where we did do something to take care of ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have any others, or there's one that I can?
I have lists, but I feel like you have one in mind you want me to mention.
Well, I was just going to mention this, kind of a segue into talking about the workshop. But when I'm leading a workshop, I'll often do a guided meditation, which is again, it's focused on the body, connecting with our bodies. Right. And the main, I spend a lot of time with my clients working on connecting with their bodies, so that it gets them out of their head that pesky voice that tells them they're not good enough or not smart enough or whatever. And I start helping them learn about the body's wisdom and how to make choices based on the intelligence that's in that voice part of our mind is only 10% of our nervous system, and the other 90% was here long before that cognitive piece came along. So there's a lot of wisdom in the body that we sort of been socialized to ignore.
Well, yeah, that's a great point. And that reminds me of one other idea of also that in a lot of what you're talking about is just reconnecting your mind and your body. And of course your emotions are there with technology, which is going to always be here and it's not going to go away. One thing that is discussed with my clients is like the relationship we have with our email, with our phone, with the internet, with social media, and doing some mindful time away from it, having a curfew for it. I'm not going to check my email after 9 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever time works for you. Actually, I don't know any numbers, but it's pretty amazing how many people are sleeping with the phone right next to them.
Next to them,
yeah. So just having some separation from it, and people get anxious about it too, But anyway, I don't want to digress too much. I do want to make sure we make time for this workshop. I'm so just grateful that you invited me to be a part of this and let's hear about the cool horses.
All right. So in this workshop, it's a day-long workshop. It'll start at 9 and we'll end sometime around 5. It's Sunday, October 23rd, and it's in Haymarket, Virginia, which is about an hour from downtown DC.
Yeah, I bet it'll be beautiful out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if the weather's bad, they have a covered arena, so we don't have to worry about rain. But we're going to have everything you need during the day will be provided. We'll have snacks and beverages and a lot. We'll provide
a
lot. Yeah, maybe some candy. So the morning we'll spend the morning. We'll split into 2 groups, and this workshop's only is only open to 8 participants. So there's only
we're almost filled up. Yeah.
So the group is going to be you'll get a lot of time with the horses and with me and with Kathy, and in the morning we'll split into 2 groups. Half the group will go with Kathy, and she's going to teach some things that you can take home with you, and I'll let her talk about that in a minute. But I'll be working with 4 people at a time on individual sessions with a horse. So you'll go into a round pen with a horse, and you'll get to experience what that's like and be coached by me. around whatever it is you want to work on with that horse. And you'll get about 15, 20 minutes. And the other 3 people will be watching, and then you'll come out and the next person will go in. So the four of us will kind of be a smaller group doing work with the horse. And then we'll swap groups, and the 4 that were working with you will come with me.
Yeah.
And then we'll have lunch, and then we'll do some group activities with the horses, where we'll do some herding exercises where we'll have teams of 2 or 3 people. And this is really kind of cool, and you'll get to see how you're showing up with the horse and how you communicate with your partners, your teammates.
And I do, if I could, I want to emphasize, like, and you've mentioned, I know, like, we're not riding a horse. We don't need experience with horses.
Right.
The horses are approaching us in a calm manner. We're approaching them in a calm manner. I guess my mind thought about group herding, kind of thought about, a rush of Mustang horses for a moment. So I just want to make sure.
By a group, I mean there'll be 2 or 3 people working with one horse.
Right. So it's pretty mild horse action, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's actually a lot of fun, and people start cheering each other on when they're trying to herd the horse through an obstacle course. But it's fun, but you also learn quite a lot about how you show up and how you connect with the horse and your teammate. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what they'll learn working with you?
Right. So in my, we'll do the rotation of, you mentioned my small group. I am going to be showing and doing some mini EMDR sessions. So it's, based on some work where we can even take with us the actual experience of some EMDR time, and I'll be showing participants how to use that, and then how to be able to take that home and use it themselves for certain issues. And we'll be working on something right there. So you will leave with something in a better place than it was when you got there. And we can work out, what it is that you choose to make that at the workshop. So that's, of course, EMDR. I could tell a little bit about it. Is a mind-body connection therapy. It's been just gaining more and more momentum as more research comes out about EMDR and any mind-body therapies. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to make an option to, something else that has come out in research too. Anytime we integrate, we do it better when we either write about it or do some kind of creative work afterwards. Yeah. So I'm really excited to bring some of the art supplies, bring some writing materials, so that we can really integrate. And what I want to do, and I know that what you want to do too, is be able to get some aha moments, get some insights, even be able to release something on some level, and have that experience that this isn't just you come and have fun. It's fun, but you're actually having a positive shift. That's both of our intentions here. So
right, we want you to leave with a different perspective on life and how you're showing up and how you want to relate to people. I was going to say one thing about. I like that you're going to be doing some creative things, because one of the things that people learn when they're working with horses is the more playful and creative you are when you're interacting with the horse, the better it goes. The horse really likes that.
I can see that.
And I think it's actually true of people when we're in a space where we're feeling happy and playful. People like that energy. They want to be around us, and we're much more effective when we're trying to communicate and to convince people of something. So,
right, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, we just want to get this out to you. We want to get this workshop at the full capacity, which is still a small group. So for tuning in tonight, let's talk a little bit about our offer that we have for.
Yeah, so this workshop is priced at $500, which is, it's on the low end of what these kinds of workshops cost. Horses are not the cheapest things in the world to get available, but we've arranged for listeners tonight to, for the next 24 hours, we have a special offer of $245. And if you sign up within the next 24 hours, you can go to this. You'll get that price, and the price will go up on I guess it would be Wednesday morning.
So are we doing, is it like midnight Tuesday Eastern time?
Tuesday night. Yeah, midnight.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be a good cutoff. Okay.
yeah, and so in the chat box I put a little tiny URL. So if you go to tinyurl.com, tinyurl.com, and the link that goes after that, it's tinyurl.com/ZZE5SY7. That will take you to the sign up page, and there's a PayPal button that you can click, and it'll let you sign up with your information, your email address, and so on.
Oh, thanks for that. That's great. That's really great value. I know horses you mentioned, but you didn't mention us as professionals.
Right.
I don't know how much the horse's going rate is at all, but that both of us are sought after professionals, and not to like toot our own horns too much, but spending time individual therapy this is much more cost effective than that, and it's an all day, and it's a group experience, and you get the bonding of being with other people who you might end up being friends with, you might have a support in the future. So it's great value. So I want to encourage you guys to explore that. And I'm wondering if this the tiny URL doesn't work. That's
you can email me or
okay.
Kathy.
Yeah.
And, my email is richard@richardgriffincoaching.com, and Griffin is a Griffin, richardgriffincoaching.com.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And I am a Kathy with a C at kathycanfield.com. You can also you probably could search either of our names online, and we would show up there. So, and I think outside of, even if the link is a problem, I'm open if someone has follow-up questions later. I'm sure you are as well, Richard. Send us a quick email.
Yeah.
Our contact forms on our websites, and we're happy to talk to you. So.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and thank you Kathy for participating. And I'm really looking forward to working with you and with the workshop participants. I think it's going to be really effective and fun, and it will be a unique experience that people, it'll make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it too. I look forward to it. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up for tonight. So thanks for joining us. Again, contact us if you have any thoughts or questions to follow up, and we look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Good night.
Bye. Good night.